that it went out. No doubt. If it comes back to us, which is a very, very high likelihood, what I would like to do is, I believe one of the mistakes we made with iProvo before is we combined it with the power department, and we never really saw how much money it was losing because it was mixed in there with power. I'd like it to be its own department. I'd like to get the best manager that we can find that understands that business and make iProvo the best that we can make it, and then at the appropriate time try to resell it. But if we try to resell it right when it comes back, it'll be worth pennies on the dollar. And if you do the math, how many households in Provo? 40,000? 33,000 households in Provo. This is the man that does all the IT for Provo, so that's why he had that. Okay, do the math, 33,000 households in Provo and a bill of $40 million. Who's good at math? It's a lot of money per household. More than we can really bear. And we can't afford to have that go bad. We have to make that successful. And that's what I'd like to see us do.
I've heard rumblings of a big development that's proposed out west of, towards the lake, like from Geneva out, in the northwest out there. And rumblings that there's going to be high density housing and apartment buildings with alleys and things like that. I'm just curious about that. In my mind, any other place in the world that had a lake like that would develop that with...
Can we talk about the lake? That wasn't his question, but let's talk about the lake and then come back here.
Yeah.
Utah Lake has got to be one of the most incredible assets in the world, and most underutilized asset in the world. We have a Utah Lake Commission, and I like what they're doing, but I only have one problem with what they're doing. I don't think they're going far enough. We're talking about a causeway across the lake to get traffic across. I want a lake that has beaches, public and private. I want a lake that is clean. I want a lake that has walking trails. I want a lake that has an area set aside for environmentalists. Let them have all the trails and bird watching they can have, because there's so much lake that there's enough for everybody. There's enough for preserving the wildlife, there's enough for recreation, there's enough for everybody, and I think we're far too short-sighted on that vision of what that lake can be. It's complicated. It's very complicated because of the state, the property owners, the county, and they're trying to get all these entities to come together. And I'm actually kind of excited about Gary Herbert being our next governor, because he's from Utah County. I think he understands the issues with Utah Lake, and I'm hopeful that he can help us move that forward. The development that you're talking about brings up an interesting question. I believe it's David Gardner, and he was here earlier, and he's not here now, or he could answer specific questions. But it's a great example where we've got a developer trying to develop that land, and he's guessing as to what the city will approve, because there is no plan. Right. And if we had a plan, he would not have to guess what the city wanted. He could go right in there and know if he could make money doing it. If he can't make money, he doesn't go do it. We protect the lakefront. We protect all of those important assets for us.
Yeah, thank you.
Hello, Robin.
Hi. I just had a question. You mentioned how sales tax was extremely down.
Yes.
And living in North Provo, all of us shop in Lon. I mean, that's all.
Oh, you're terrible.
I know. Where else do we go? So I know there's not a whole lot of land in North Provo, but is there any vision, do you see, of any grocery store or
stores,
anything?
yeah. Have you been to Bilo? I'm going to beg you to Bilo. Or Sue.
Yeah, I was just gonna
If you have not been to Bilo,
ground beef, 78 cents a pound.
And what day's their produce sales?
on Wednesdays.
Wednesday. It's awesome, isn't it?
It's big.
It's crowded, yeah. Anyway, my wife loves Bilo. This is where her current jacket that she likes the most, she bought at Bilo. She's quick to tell you how much she paid for it. I'll come back to the plan. Where in the plan is that development? And we need that type of vision of looking forward and saying, right now there's a movement underway to get residents in Provo to shop in Provo. I support that movement, but I would much rather us change Provo so people want to shop in Provo than to compel people to shop in Provo. To get that development in there that you're excited to go to. It's complicated. Orem recently raided a lot of our shops. I took them up to their mall and subsidized them in a dramatic way. And I know it's complicated to get economic development, but we've got to do it.
Any vision for downtown?
Downtown, okay. Downtown, another tremendous asset of Provo, an incredible asset. If you go to you go to Orange, do they have a downtown? They don't have what we've got in our downtown. And there are a lot of things going extremely well in our downtown. I was down there 2 Saturdays ago at the farmer's market. If you've not been to the farmer's market, you need to go down there. It is a cool place, and it's a happening place. And so we're getting some things like that going downtown, but we need to do more. This was a great, we had an advisor come to the city a little while ago and talk to us about downtown Provo. And he said, well, let me tell you one thing. You're driving along the freeway, and you see a sign for Provo, and you know what it says? EB exit. And to this day, nobody can quite tell me what EB is. Somebody's speculating.
Eastbound.
Eastbound.
Are those eastbound, westbound, because one goes towards the lake and one goes
But then
towards
why doesn't the westbound exit say WB?
I think it's
So, I don't know, we can
East
guess.
Bay.
But we need a beautiful sign out there that says historic
Yeah, it says
downtown
eastbound,
Provo exit here. We just some really simple things like that to get that area going. It is a cool area and a beautiful area in our city, and I'd like to see us really get going on that. We've spent a lot of money on our downtown. We have not come together as a city in unity to move forward. We have too many factions working on downtown with too many different agendas.
I was just gonna say that